Hey everyone, I'm Eric, and I've got a story today for you about my good friend Daniel. If you spend any time around Church on the Move Broken Arrow, you've probably seen Daniel manning several spots in our production booth, or occasionally drumming. In fact, drumming is really what Daniel's known for.
I started playing music very, very young. I got really into drums, and I knew immediately it was something that I was just going to do for the rest of my life. Almost immediately, I knew the goal for me was that I wanted to be in a band. And I made a decision to go full-time into music, and I called an old friend of mine. I asked him if he had anything available, and he had an entire summer tour. I played with many of the biggest Christian artists in the country, and I did it. I was in my wheelhouse, in my element, what I felt like I had been called to do my whole life.
Daniel's band toured alongside Bethel Worship and For King and Country and countless other well-known artists. He loved it, they loved him, and they were gearing up to go out on their next summer tour.
We had, I think, 160 shows, Canada tour, an entire West Coast tour. We were touring with a bunch of different artists that I was really excited to get to be a part of, and then COVID happened and then everything changed for me. The general feeling at that time and for a long time was, we don't know if this will ever come back. Losing every sense of what I thought I was supposed to pursue was the most difficult thing I've ever done. As if something that was so important to me had actually died. For 6 months straight, I didn't make any money. The lies and deception that are told to you during those times is that you did this to yourself. You're a loser. You've pursued this goal and this dream that you thought you had, and look what fruit it's produced for you. You have no education. You have no other skills. What are you gonna do now? You can't even provide for your family. I remember feeling that weight of, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I finally threw my hands up in surrender, saying, God, I can no longer make this happen for myself. What I had to lean into was allowing God to draw out what my new identity was going to be, and realizing that it had very little to do with the tools or talents or gifts that he had given me.
Daniel began spending time with God daily, and he began leaning into his new identity in Christ. And what's really cool is Daniel was able to fill a spot at our Church on the Move Broken Arrow location, leading our production teams.
Before it was, I'm going to go pursue and hustle and do these shows. When I get to go perform now, it just gets to be something enjoyable that he blesses me with, rather than everything about who I am. What I found is a contentment and a heart of gratitude that I've never had in my life before. And the fruit of that is the relationships that I've built with my team in Broken Arrow. I leaned into the desperateness of not knowing who I was anymore, and God seeking that out and saying, it doesn't really matter what you do. If you can be here with me today and connect with me today, then you're exactly who I've called you to be.